Today I'm going to teach you how to make a few low-waste plastic-free decorations. I like to reuse my wrapping paper from previous years, particularly the glossy ones or ones that include glitter. They have microplastics in them which make them unrecyclable within Australian systems, so I figure I may as well keep it out of the waste stream and use it for decorations instead. I'll be using wrapping paper to make some bunting, which you can see you can hang as a decorative bunting, or you can even use it instead of tinsel in a tree. The first thing you need to do is cut some string to the length you want it to be. Once you've got your string, you're going to start cutting little flags. You might choose to do triangles or notched flag shapes. Cut your wrapping paper into 10 centimetre wide strips. Fold these strips in half, lengthways. The reason we want it double-sided is because the string is going in between the two and we'll end up gluing the flags together so they're permanent. Cut your flag or bunting shapes. Either cut triangular shapes or little notched flags. In Scandinavia, the reason we cut flag shapes is because these buntings are often made with the actual national flag on them, but I prefer reusing paper. Once you've got all your shapes cut, it's time to start gluing. I like to space my flags out about 10 centimetres apart. Place the string on the fold over and stick. And that's it. Continue along the string, gluing your flags in whichever pattern you like. You could go with a repeating pattern, or you could just mix it up a bit. So this craft's really quick, it's easy to do with kids, and it looks beautiful. This activity is Danish paper heart baskets. In Denmark, these were traditionally made from paper. They can be made from fabric, but the idea is that you hang them on the tree, and on the day before Christmas, fill them with lollies for the kids. The first thing you need to do to make your paper heart baskets is to create a template. I've just got some card here. You'll need something round to create the curve of your heart template. Measure the diameter of your circle and then create a square attached to it. Cut out your template. To make your baskets, you need to make sure that you're working with double widths of paper. Envelopes are perfect for this because they're already folded double. Place your template with the square edge along the bottom of your envelope. Trace around it. Traditionally, you use two colours to create your baskets because it makes the weaving pattern stand out more. Cut out your shapes. Now you should have two folded arches. We'll start with a simple pattern of 3 strips per basket, but you can increase those or make them intricate by using different width strips as well. So I measure the width of my square. That is how far I'm going to cut to. Either freehand or rule your strips so that they're equal width. Place your 2 arches together and carefully cut through them both. Take one strip on one side and weave it inside the first strip of the other colour. Now you need to weave it on the outside of the second strip and then on the inside again. You can see that it's now going over, under, over. Repeat the process with the second strip of your first colour, but alternate it. It takes a little bit more effort and it's a bit finicky, so don't worry if it doesn't work perfectly the first time. Now we're going to do the third strip just the same as the first one. This one's going to get tight and a bit tricky. And there we go. If you've woven it right, it'll open up like a basket. To turn this into a basket you can hang from the tree, you need to give it a little handle. I like to glue the handles on the inside so the join doesn't show. And there you have it, a hanging basket that you can fill with lollies and pop on the tree. This little craft is an edible garland, which you can see behind me here. It not only looks wonderful with fairy lights, but it smells like mulled wine in the house. Use a mixture of citrus fruits and some apple. I like to go with red apples because it looks beautiful with the red skin. Take your washed apples and cut slices about 5 millimetres thick. Cut them crossways because when you get to the centre, you'll notice they have a little star pattern which looks really nice. Lay out your apple slices on a dehydrating tray. Now repeat the process with some citrus. To make the shapes, you need to cut a big piece of peel from one of your citrus fruits. Once you have your peel, either using small cookie cutters or a pair of sharp scissors, cut some shapes out. If the pith of your citrus fruit is really thick, just shave a bit of it off with a sharp knife. Once you've got your shapes cut out, Take a heavy book, line it with a few pieces of paper towel and place your citrus shapes inside. Close the book and pop it on a bookshelf for the citrus shapes to dry for a couple of weeks. Dehydrate your fruit slices on a low heat for a long time. I tend to do citrus at 45 degrees for about 20 hours. Once your fruit's crispy dry, it's ready to thread it onto some string. I poke them through towards the edge of each round so that they hang nicely underneath the string. Once you've filled about half of your string, you can hang it up and spread out your pieces. If you want to, you can swirl some fairy lights through them, just like the one up behind me. The light coming behind them makes them look like stained glass windows. So there you have it, some simple, low-waste, eco-conscious decorations you can make with materials you might have around the home. As we say in Sweden, god jul och gott nytt år.